An 11-year-old Muslim child has been found to be more intelligent than Einstein and Stephen Hawking. Am I winding you up? Am I grinding your gears? As you can tell from these numerous British newspapers, this is in fact actually true.
That's a genius.
The Quranly app. Subscription cheaper than Netflix, encouraging Quran reading, modern, engaging and fun. Download it today. So Yusuf Shah is a child from Leeds here in the UK, is currently in year 6 and indeed is 11 years old. He achieved the maximum score in the Mensa IQ test, which was 162, beating of course Einstein and Stephen Hawking, who it's estimated they would have got 160. So that puts him in the top 1 percentile of the population. Now, as I'm sure you guys are curious, what on earth do these kids do? Now, the articles didn't reveal much, but one thing that they did reveal was no mention of social media, of the internet, of watching Netflix, playing games. What this kid does is solve Rubik's Cubes and do Sudoku. Now I do hope that he puts his intelligence to some use, and I do wish him the best, because let's face it, we are in need of intelligent folks. There's too many dumbos running around. Look at the leadership. Bumbling buffoon that was Boris Johnson.
Yes and no.
But what does that mean for us? Yeah, firstly, I wanted to celebrate this story because subhanallah, maybe it's just the people that I meet, but I feel that the Muslim community is not paying enough attention to, number 1, education, and number 2, wealth creation. What I mean by education is good career paths and choices. There used to be these videos like Brown Family Be Like, and Indians, Pakistanis, Asians, loads of people do these videos, but it seems that Indians actually carried on becoming doctors and lawyers and engineers, whilst you've got Pakistanis and others that have kind of taken that seriously. Yes, not every child needs to be a doctor or a lawyer or an accountant. There are other careers, but that doesn't mean that you stand around street corners and sell cocaine and crack.
What?
So I just wanted to highlight a few flaws in our mentality. Yeah, and this is the stuff that our people regurgitate. Not literally, of course, but implicitly if you read between the lines. And firstly, that is, money is bad. Look at the people of the past. They were able to survive on one morsel. Subhanallah, amazing. And I'm not taking anything away from that. That was pre-industrial revolution. At that time, the culture, the society, the religiosity of the people was different. People could survive on morsels because there were many people that actually cared about their neighbors. People would give in charity, they would not eat alone, and that mentality meant that that sort of lifestyle was practical. But to mention those stories and divorce them from our times, I speak to myself before I speak to you. It's not good parenting and it's not good pastoral leadership by our scholarly class. And that's why we even have sayings of scholars that were advised by other scholars to earn money, otherwise the rulings that they would give would become biased to the leaders and the people that are funding them. And that's the scholarly class. With regards to the regular people, if you don't earn money, I'm sorry, but you're just not gonna have the time to worship, because you're gonna be working from morning to evening. Like in the winter in the UK, you leave your house when it's dark and you come back when it's dark. And who knows what's been going on at home. Your children have been vegetating in front of the TV and receiving their leftist education from the school. And your wife, of course, has been out getting programmed by her boss and the materialistic and capitalist society that she's surrounded by. So money is not bad. It depends how you use it. It's like a knife. It can be used for good or it could be used for bad. Number 2, a second mentality that needs to be changed is worship is only praying salah, reading the Quran and doing dhikr, and possibly praying on a Friday and doing some fasts in Ramadan. But learning with the intention of feeding your family, going to work with the intention of feeding your family, that's ibadah. Starting a business and employing others and strengthening them is an ibadah. Through your business, meeting other people, earning halal, being honest in your daily bread is also ibadah. So as much as I like hearing and seeing stories like this, when I was a teacher for 6 years, I was not particularly impressed by the most intelligent child, because most often than not, the intelligent child will be forced to toe the line, follow the rules, and like one of these guys said on social media, when you see somebody in a sports car, you don't say that that person must have really done well at school, or if when you see these doctors that have been studying their whole lives, you don't see them running around in sports cars. It's because you do need an element of street smartness. So if you can use your IQ to develop street smartness and thinking outside the box. Indeed, a lot of our parents have come from abroad, not all, and we have this migrant mindset, which is to follow the rules, be educated, get a safe and sound job. But unfortunately and sadly, that just doesn't cut it anymore. And being the second and third generation, we do need to take that on board. That sort of mentality just doesn't cut it anymore. And that's why you can also see in the news that Muslims are being disproportionately affected by the cost of living crisis in the UK. So the first advice I would give is encouraging creativity of ideas. Yeah, trying different things, be it social media, be it, something on the creative side of things. That could be, I don't know, software creation or websites or whatnot. And number two, like I saw on an Instagram post, a guy said that he flew on a jet and he asked who the owners of the jet were each time he rented a jet. And mostly it was boring professions like waste management. So the point is that, look, it's not all, oh, look at this, I'm selling this and I look so amazing doing this. Sometimes, you have to do boring stuff. And it's the boring stuff that actually has the most return. So as grand as being a doctor sounds, being somebody that has a waste management company is probably going to do better than somebody that's, spent 7-8 years becoming a doctor and going bold. Unless of course you're a doctor but with an entrepreneurial mindset like one of the local doctors, and you've got loads of people working under you and you're doing that sort of stuff. Like that is thinking outside the box, and that's something that we want to encourage. It's this competitive and beast mindset, and eventually the goal should be to become self-employed, not working for others and building their dreams and living under the constraints and the rules that they're setting for you. No, eventually you should try to become self-employed. And look, I worked and was in the system for quite some time, but I had something on the side which was social media and my pages. And yes, I could have done mad stuff and put we could do clickbait and use inappropriate images and free mix and use haram music and do all of that sort of stuff. But Islam is something I had a passion in. I believe in it, and I genuinely believe that this is the only way to be successful and to get to your Lord and your Creator. So it took me a while. It took me probably 7-8 years that I was in a position that I could say, okay, I can quit my job and do this full time now. So even if you're watching and being like, yeah, these people, they do this and that, but I'm somebody who's practicing. Look, you can be practicing and you can still turn it into something that you can live from as well. So what are the solutions that I would say? Yeah, you're saying, okay, that all sounds well and good, but it's difficult. You don't understand, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. So the first thing is, look, YouTube. When I first had an internet connection in my home, I was just fascinated and enthralled by YouTube. There's so many tutorials on YouTube. You can learn software, you can learn programming, you can learn coding, and there's entire playlists of this sort of stuff. And if you've got time off, learn that stuff. And then what you can do, either number one, go on websites like Fiverr and then you can sell your skills and do projects for other people, or number two, if you want to support and help somebody, message them, DM them, do work for them for free, and then you're more likely to be employed. I'm going to be honest, most of the DMs and messages I get are really uncreative, and they're from brothers and sisters. Uncreative. Oh, can we get a shout out? Oh, mashallah, may Allah reward you. And look, I get that. Yeah, may Allah reward me. Ameen. But I mean, may Allah reward me for doing what though? Yeah, like what are you offering? Your skills are actually not that good. So An example, if somebody messages me and they want to be an editor, take the initiative, take a clip of mine, edit it like crazy and say, I want to be your editor. Here's a clip that I've done. I've taken the initiative and look at my skills, and all of this in one message, not Assalamu alaikum, brother. Like, come on, man. Like, give me a break. Yeah, like, come on, put it in one message and then put a cherry on top. The first 2-3 videos I'm going to do for free, and here's what I can offer. Yeah, like really make it enticing. Number 2, it's the typical buying stuff from Alibaba and then selling it on Amazon or even in your own store. Number 3, it's uploading your hobbies, yeah, onto YouTube and social media and then monetizing it. Now, this is something that it's actually amazing how we have this, and people are playing games. They are getting their kids to play with toys. They are cooking and reviewing food or just eating food and talking. There's so much creativity and creative content out there that has been monetized. It's not as simple as, yeah, I don't have the skills. What do you like doing? Because you've spent a lot of time doing that. That's why it's your hobby. Monetize it. And number 4, guys, have this developmental and beast mode mindset, yeah, which is number 1, be competitive. Like my friend told me, he said, any class you join, you should be the dumbest in that class just so you can attain value. Otherwise, if you're intelligent and you know everything, why the heck are you in that class? You should be the dumbest. And like I said, growth mindset, you should always be learning, doing courses. Being in the West and even in the East as well, you can enter online classes by these universities. They've got short courses, weekend courses. Refine yourself. Be somebody that is able to talk in a group of people that's articulate, that's confident, and that has knowledge of a wide array of areas. Look at my videos. Sometimes I'm doing vlogs. Sometimes I'm talking about, Christianity, atheism. Sometimes I'm talking about politics. Sometimes I'm talking about rappers, movies. Guys, it's this sort of mentality and array of knowledge that will make you an interesting person to be around. And also when you're in interview situations, it's something that's going to help you get a job and also get married as well. It's going to make you a fascinating person to be around. So, may Allah bless our young friend Yusuf and make him an asset to the ummah, and may Allah inspire many others to also become the best versions of themselves. I mean, let's face it, if I did an IQ test, I would do they have a minus category? I'm not the best, but I will sit there, I will make notes, and I will constantly repeat. I will look at videos, I will draw pictures because I'm a visual learner. So you guys watching, you may not be the most intelligent, but what can you control? That's the time that you can dedicate, the hard work. You can control your diet, you can control your physique, you can control these sorts of things. Yes, you may not be able to control your intelligence, but you can control your learning techniques, how you retain information. So utilize that, guys, with a beast and growth mindset, and inshallah, you will become an asset. Let's leave it there. Until next time. Assalamu alaikum.